Good morning and happy hump day. It is Thanksgiving Eve, November 22nd. Welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett. Time now is 7:30. Thanks for streaming with us this morning. We hope you're off to a good start, whether you are headed out on the roads to travel or maybe you're headed out to get those last minute things at the store, in your kitchen, or maybe just turning over to the cool side of the pillow. I'm Bridgett Ellison, and we are going to get you ready for today. It is a big day. It's almost like the day before the Super Bowl, you could say. And meteorologist Candace Campos is keeping warm in the weather center this morning. I see that blanket. You can keep it on. You can keep it
Okay,
on.
all right, it's
And you know
cozy.
what? And it goes with the theme of the cool front you're tracking that's on the way just in time for Thanksgiving.
I know. And you, Bridget, you know how cold it is in this studio. It's
Mhm.
freezing. And
Mhm.
we have no windows or anything to like bring in some warmth. So
Right.
I'm here in my little weather dungeon. But you know what? We got some good weather to serve up for you later on today and even into tomorrow. So let's take it to the map, show you about what Bridget was talking about with this cold front. We are watching this big time system that's still making a wintry mess across the Northeast, bringing scattered showers down the 95 corridor all the way down into Florida throughout the rest of the day. So for the next few hours, we are still looking mostly dry. If you're watching us from Marion County, for instance, your rain chances do go up to about a 30 to 40% earlier in the day. So around lunchtime, you will be dealing with a couple of those scattered showers. Nothing strong or severe, although we did have some severe weather across the panhandle overnight, but most of that is expected to kind of weaken as it pushes towards the southeast. So stopping the clock by about 2 o'clock, you can see some of those scattered showers now starting to approach the I-4 corridor and then starting to really head out to sea and across the south by about 5, 6 o'clock. So as the sun goes down, this front should be on its way out, and those skies will clear out really nicely as we head into your Thanksgiving. Now, it's not going to stay completely dry throughout the entire weekend. We are watching a little pulse of moisture that's going to be moving in from the Gulf of Mexico, but this will arrive more come Friday. So as of now, it looks like Mother Nature is actually helping things out and keeping us dry and cool for your Thanksgiving. So for your highs today, a little cooler for our friends to the north, you guys in Palm Coast, Ocala, the Villages. Since the front's coming in a little earlier, it will max out your temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. But then the spread goes even up to the mid 80s for our southern zones because you won't see that front till much later on today. Also seeing a bit of a spread is our rain chances. So the bulk of the rain, again, the heaviest of the rain will be to the north, but we could see a more widespread chance for you guys in Ocala and Palm Coast. And then rain chances do kind of taper off the further south you go. But I know this is what everybody wants to know, the Thanksgiving Day forecast. For those who like to start off Thanksgiving with some cardio, maybe the turkey trots, I know there's several going on in Central Florida for tomorrow morning. It will be a cool start. Cloudy skies. We will start to see a few more peaks of sunshine throughout the day. Temperatures, though, are going to struggle to hit those upper 60s to low 70s. So depending on where you're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving, if it's here in Central Florida, it could range from about 66 in Ocala to even the mid 70s there in Melbourne. And again, we are talking about a little more rain in the forecast for your Black Friday. Temperatures, though, will kind of stay below average in the mid to upper 70s for Saturday and Sunday. But during the morning show, Bridget, we were talking about, some people like to prep the tables and put everything out today. I would hold off on that. That's really the biggest impact I can see for your Thanksgiving happening today. So if you like to put the chairs
Mhm.
and the tables out, maybe the tablecloths or some settings, I'd say hold off until the rain goes through.
All right.
Check your radar. Then you can see that we'll be dry for the rest of the night and into tomorrow.
Right, right, right. So if it's not a covered area, hold off on the
Yes.
setup. Okay.
Yeah. Hold
Yeah.
off at least until later on today if you can.
Okay, well, it really sounds beautiful. I am concerned a
Yeah.
little bit about some of the travel just because of the trickle down that happens with sometimes, these flights, but that's pretty much a constant with weather.
Yeah. I remember one time I was flying from Miami back when I lived in Oregon. And I thought to myself, oh, I'm not going to have to worry. My connecting is like in Texas. I'm going to stay away from all
Right.
the snowstorms. But my flight with the plane, I think coming into Texas, was
Ah,
coming out of Boston or was coming out from this. And then that just messed things up. So I got to sleep
right.
at the airport that night.
Oh,
But it looks like it's not a big, crazy winter storm impacting a whole part of our country. It looks like it's just kind of the Northeast and just a little bit along I-95. But I think overall we're looking pretty good for Thanksgiving.
It sounds so good. I'm happy to see just that little dip in temperature too. I think people are going to really enjoy this, and
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to hearing about your Amish turkey that your mom is making, right? So
Listen,
you got to
she
bring
told
back a review.
I can't wait. I don't know what this Amish turkey means. I think it's like the no antibiotics or hormone. I don't know. I'm gonna find out. She picks it up today. She's ready to go. She had to wake up early to pick it up. She's number 11 on
Oh,
the list.
you know
When did
what?
getting turkeys become so strategic?
We have to make it interesting. I know I went back, I circled the block and I got a Popeyes turkey and I canceled
I
my
am
Whole
so
Foods
excited about
turkey.
this Popeyes turkey.
I've had one before, and let me tell you, they've been hard to find in years past, so I didn't want
Hmm.
to pass up a chance when Crystal was giving them away to the insiders.
Yes.
So then I found out later you don't have to order it online. You can get it in store again, but while supplies last. So when I bought mine, they only had like 15 left at
Okay, so
that one location. Yeah.
is it frozen or is it
hmm
is it ready to go?
It's frozen, but all you're basically warming it up again. But it's like it's
Hmm.
Cajun seasoning, and it's amazing. So we'll compare notes. We'll compare notes.
Okay.
Maybe I'll switch it up next year.
I have no idea what this Amish turkey is going to be, but at the
I
end of the
know
day, as long as I get
it's
my
gonna be
cornbread
fresh.
dressing or stuffing, at the end of the day, that's what I need. I need a big old plate of cornbread
hmm
dressing or stuffing,
I just
whatever.
can't wait. I can't wait. So hopefully
So good.
everyone gets where they need to go and has a great time. But thank you for that beautiful forecast. And I'll
You're
see you coming
welcome.
up
And I
at
know you're
9.
off. You and
Yes,
I
I
are
am
both off,
off.
so
Yes.
happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I'll
Happy
see you many
Thanksgiving.
times before this, but happy
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
Yes. And we'll see you Monday, right? Right here.
Yeah,
Okay,
Monday.
good deal.
Okay, we
Good
got some
deal.
shopping to do too, Bridget. So
I know you're supposed to be sending me some links to a couple
okay,
things. So we'll
I'm
we'll
working on
we'll
it. I'm
chat.
working
We'll
on it.
chat
I
later.
had to do breakfast with Bridget first.
I
No, I'll get back
know.
to my other job.
I know. I know. Me too. All right. See you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye. And speaking of that holiday travel, we want to get you out to Orlando International Airport, looking at the rush out there. And of course, if you fly out of Orlando International early, it is so packed, especially on these holiday travel periods. And so our Ezzy Castro's been out at the airport all morning, and she's talking to the travelers there, waiting in these really long lines and looking at that storm system we talked about that's impacting the East Coast. So they are expecting more than 175,000 people through there just today. So here's Ezzy now with more.
Millions of people are expected to reach their Thanksgiving destination
Okay,
before
great.
tomorrow. Here at Orlando International Airport, officials say they are expecting more than 175,000 passengers to go through their gates today alone. But a major system could ruin travel plans for many, with much of the East Coast being impacted.
We're expecting 1 to 2 inches of rain.
Thunderstorms and heavy downpours could disrupt air travel in places like New York, Boston, Atlanta, and D.C., which is why transportation officials are urging passengers to check their plans and arrive at the airport early.
The FAA's command center, as usual, is working closely with airlines to plan for and plan around any disruptive weather.
And our own Ezzy Castro is still out there at Orlando International Airport. It's nice when you can be there, Ezzy, and you don't have to be in
I
the line. You're
know.
just observing and interacting with people. So what's the vibe like? Are people in good spirits, or are you seeing lots of
They really
frustration?
were. And yeah, I know you guys are watching during the 5 and 6 o'clock hour. People were just like, Happy Thanksgiving, which is great because
That
usually,
helps.
travel can be, yeah, stressful. But you know what? I'm going to take you for a tour. Why not?
All
We're here,
righty.
right? Yeah. So let's see. I'm going to have to walk backwards because we're testing this out here on my
Yes.
phone, Breakfast with Bridget on my phone. But so by the moment we got here around 4 o'clock this morning. And yes, the lines were packed. They were long. I mean, I think this is what we call the morning rush hour between 4 a.m. and I would say until maybe 6:30, 6:45. But now behind me, you can see it's died down so much. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
think the wait time right now, 4 to 8 minutes for
Oh,
TSA here at
wow.
Terminal A. Yeah. And then at 5 a.m. when I was reporting live,
Yeah.
that was almost over an hour wait. So
Yeah, that
big
was all those
difference.
people that were trying to catch those first flights out. And so it looks like that's the
Right.
sweet spot right there, like that 7:30,
Right.
8, 9 hour.
Yeah. So I think right now it's died down obviously a little bit. It's nice and quiet. People are now just walking at a normal pace, not the hurry up, we got to get there pace, because you can tell both
Yeah.
faces of, of those types of travelers.
And we talked about that 3-2-1 rule that they recommend, the airport officials recommend, and that tacks on a whole lot of time to
Yeah.
this process. But explain the 3-2-1.
So the 3-2-1, it's basically you got to get to the airport 3 hours ahead, and I believe it's 2 hours, so you have enough time to go to the TSA line and have an hour left once you're at your what's it called,
The
ticket,
gate, yeah.
the gate. So you have the gate, yeah. So it's 3-2-1. So basically, it's if
In a
you're
perfect
traveling
world.
during the holidays, in a perfect world, right? If you're traveling during the holidays, think of like if you're traveling internationally, you still have to be at the airport 3 hours ahead,
True.
right? So you just add that extra hour, if you're even doing a domestic flight or not, just make sure you have that cushion, because anything can change. Obviously, there's a system going on in the East Coast, really nothing to do with us, but it could have to do with your flight, because that
Right.
plane could be coming from New York, that plane could be coming from Boston, DC, whatnot, and that can affect your flight later today. So,
Yeah. It'll be
um,
interesting to
but
see the waves come through there.
yeah, so they are expecting 175,000 folks to come through here. I know we've said that all morning, but surprisingly, it's not the busiest day today. Take a wild guess. The busiest day will be Saturday after
Aha.
Thanksgiving.
You know,
Hmm.
I've flown out on Thanksgiving morning, and I truly believe that is a great trick if you don't have to fly very far. I was flying into
Yeah,
Atlanta that particular time, and Elise was a little baby. She was a lap baby, so it
yeah.
was just like a quick trip,
Aw,
not a lot of baggage. And the only hiccup, and there's two big hiccups that I tell people about when you're dealing
yeah.
with at least our airport, the parking situation. And I don't know, did you
Hmm.
see anything with the parking out there on the way in to the property?
Not necessarily. I know our Eric Von Aiken was doing a parking lot story yesterday. Again, I think officials here, they're just suggesting to make sure you go over all of that before heading to the airport, because I know they do sell out quick. Um, and we can find more information on that on quickorlando.com, because he just
Mm-hmm.
did the story yesterday. But we didn't notice, because once when we come to the
It
airport
was
this
super
early in the
early.
morning, we
Mhm.
gotta park in a certain area for media, and then we gotta come upstairs, set up, and all that. So we didn't really get a chance to go over that. But um,
And then the
as we
baggage
know,
too. The baggage, like these weight limits,
yeah,
sometimes if you're over, they make you get out of line and start over in order to adjust. They will not let you adjust while you're standing there at the bag drop and the
yeah,
scale. So you got
yeah,
to watch out for
yeah,
those weight limits because they're different with some of the airlines. So,
yeah, yeah, definitely. And people sometimes they'll bring an extra suitcase or something, because that will happen. They'll have to take out of their suitcase, put it in another, and so on.
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, so far we're still here. We're gonna stick around for a couple of more minutes, check out passengers. But right now, if you are heading to the airport, you should be okay. I mean,
All
it
right.
looks like it's died down by a lot. But our photographer Marcus, who's with me right now, he's flying out tonight.
Ah.
So yeah, so he's kind of worried that there may be another rush hour
Mm-hmm.
around that time as well, because people, last minute, right? They're trying to get to their
Yes.
destination by tonight so that they can be wherever they
Right.
got to go by tomorrow morning.
Yes, and the
So
traffic, the
just keep
traffic
in
on the
mind.
road in between. Yeah. What about you, Ezzy?
Well, I am
Home
not
or on the
traveling.
road?
No, actually, my mom is taking the Bright Line for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she'll
Super.
be
From
taking
South
the Bright
Florida.
Line. Yeah, from South Florida
So
to
what time does she
Orlando.
get in, tonight or in the morning?
She'll get in tomorrow morning.
Oh, good. Oh,
Hmm.
good. That's
She'll
good.
get in tomorrow morning. So Brightline is another availability that people have now. If you're in Florida, I mean, why not?
Oh,
Check it out.
yes.
That's what
It's
she's
about
doing.
the
She's
same
not,
time,
yeah.
it's about the same time, but at least you have the not the
Hmm.
stress of dealing with all that bumper to bumper on the interstate.
Right, right. And she's not having to stress about driving, and then
Mm-hmm.
obviously traffic. There's a wreck, we know that
Oh,
there's
yeah.
always a delay with that. And so she's excited for that. So we're going to be doing Thanksgiving at home
That's
with the baby.
awesome. Yes, you have a little
Yeah.
turkey. Oh, we can't wait to see the
Yeah.
pictures. So happy
Yeah, she got a turkey
Thanksgiving.
outfit. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you soon, Bridget.
All right. See you soon, Ezzy. Thanks. And tell
See ya.
Marcus happy
Bye.
Thanksgiving for me. All
I
right.
will.
Okay. So that was the live look out there at Orlando International Airport. Again, when you look at the best times to travel by car over the next few days, AAA is saying that if you're leaving on a road trip, the best time is before 11 a.m. Highway Patrol says they have more troopers on the interstates and highways right now. They're focused on speeding, looking out for seatbelt violations, and driving under the influence. And don't drive drowsy. I know sometimes we want to try to get out really early or try to drive out, overnight, but make sure you're rested up in order to do that so that you have time to get where you're going safely, because driving drowsy, officials equivalent that to driving drunk because it is just that dangerous. Here's a live look at some of the traffic cameras. We've had some problems out on the road already this morning. This is I-4. You're looking westbound at mile marker 59.7. This is over by the Osceola Polk County line, and there was a crash there, and that traffic was backed up 4 miles. It is flowing, but it's backed up right there. Again, I-4 westbound around the Osceola Polk County line. So they are working to clear that over into the shoulder. So traffic is getting by, but that backup is still clearing out, and it looks like it's impacting both sides right now. So we'll keep you updated on the traffic on clickorlando.com and on our updates on the air throughout the morning there. A quick mention for Exploria Stadium and the big food giveaway yesterday. Orlando City and Orlando Pride teamed up with Orlando Commissioner Regina Hill, Publix, and Salvation Army to hand out groceries. This was the 8th annual giveaway there. Commissioner Hill was very proud to say that they offered mental health services this year as something new and additional in this process. They also gave out some free clothing as well. So this was the turkey, the sides, the whole meal. And this was, just a way for them to reach out and help people who are, struggling with the high prices, the inflation, the fixed incomes, and just people who might not have had as much on the table for this holiday. So a great turnout there, and many more great events coming up over the next couple of 48 hours to help people in need. We also have a great piece from News 6 investigator Mike Holfeld looking at some of the hot items with a consumer expert, because the holiday shopping season is upon us. Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, so lots of people will head out to the brick and mortar stores and they'll be out online. So here's Mike with the experts on what the hot gifts are this year.
Some of them are fun. Some are maybe a little bit nostalgic.
Christina Basilio has one of the best internet jobs on the planet. She checks the holiday shopping search trends on Google.
One of the cool things, most interesting ones that I saw on our list this year was human dog beds, which is exactly as it sounds.
Wait. No, I got to stop you here. So what, I'm going to be able to sleep next to my pug on the floor?
Yeah, it's a human dog bed on the floor.
Basilio says interest has gone up 2,000% for those human dog beds. Also on the search list, personalized necklaces up 5,000% from last year. Claw clips and hair dryers are big too. And of course, electronic gadgets.
Something we see every December is an interest on smartwatches.
And then there's toy nostalgia, a Lego bonsai tree, speed cubes, and a very unique 3D puzzle.
And this is my personal favorite that I found that I'm going to get some of my friends and family. It's called a puzzle vase. Now you can make it 3D and you can do an actual flower vase.
If you're looking for an affordable price point, you can go to Google search and type in shop deals. Next stop, deal destination.
You'll find millions of on-sale products already marked down, so you don't have to do that hunt.
Have fun shopping. Mike Holfeld, Getting Results, News 6.
Now, meantime, coming up on the 9 a.m. show, Thanksgiving can be very tempting when it comes to the calories. I was working out yesterday. I went to a really hard class, and at the end, the instructor said, you know what, you can eat whatever you want for Thanksgiving, and we'll see you back here after Thanksgiving, but don't count the calories on Thanksgiving. But, when we look at if you have certain dietary needs or certain restrictions, you still have to keep it in mind. And in today's Ask a Doctor, we will be looking at some of the things you can do to make sure that you enjoy the holiday, but also stay on track with your particular health and dietary needs. So we'll have someone in to give us some expert medical advice on that. And Have you ever heard of micro society? In today's Getting Results in Our Schools, News 6 anchor Julie Broughton is taking a look at the project-based model in which kids write their own constitution and elect their own legislators. I know I went through that when I did the American Legion Girls State years ago, and it was a great experience in looking at the way our government structures work, as well as just the way different societies operate. I also did a simulated society when I was in a leadership group, and that really exposed people to a different point of view when you, for instance, practice coming from a different background or different income level, and simulating what that would be like. And it really opens people's eyes to the collective community around them, because sometimes you can be in a bubble. So Julie will have that story coming up with Getting Results in Our Schools. And I know that we are still working to get Mr. Parker. Hopefully, we have about 5 minutes left. We really want to talk to him about the holiday stress. But of course, this, again, acknowledgement is the big thing, knowing that, it is a time to celebrate, but it's okay. Be gentle with yourself and know that this can also be a hard time, whether it's a big change has happened in your life or in your family's life, or you're grieving, and that, you have to take care of yourself and try not to put too much pressure on yourself during this time of year. We also want to let you know that we want to hear from you. We want to know what you want to hear about and see on Breakfast with Bridgett. So we've created a new email so that you can connect with us and let us know what you think or what you want to hear about. And it's really easy to remember. It is Breakfast with Bridgett, and that's Bridge, 2 T's, at WKMG.com. So, send us your questions, your comments, your ideas for what you would like to see, because it's really wide open. We can, of course, bring guests on, when we can get the technology to work. Sometimes it, gives us a little bit of trouble, but you can relate, right? And we also, we bring you the news, the weather, and the traffic, but we also want to get to some of those relevant issues in the community, as well as topics people are talking about. So feel free to let us know what you think. Breakfast with Bridgett at WKMG.com. And as always, you can find me on Facebook, Bridgett Ellison News 6, and you can leave your comments and questions there as well. We hope you have a safe and wonderful Thanksgiving, and that you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones, and that you find many, many things to be thankful for on today, that day, Thanksgiving, and every day. So take care, and I'll see you back here on Monday at 7:30.